Hey, it is I, TJ, Taurai Jack, and if you've never been here before, where have you been? But this is a place where we actually talk and anything about property, real estate, and we love talking about it. I am an active full-time property investor, and I do this in South Africa in 4 cities, and our property portfolio is been growing and growing. And if I'm not here talking about property, I am potentially writing about properties. I write books, and my latest book is called From Bed Debt to Property Mogul in 2 years. You'll want to read that book so that you can get all the tips of investing in properties. And if I'm not doing this, I'm a mentor. I teach other people on how to do exactly what I do to your success. And today, let's jump into it on what is it that we want to talk about. Today, I am going to be talking about, in this particular video, what my first property investment actually taught me. I bought my first property. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath. I bought it in an area called Kempton Park, and it is not far away from OR Tambo. I like that area. Actually, it is full of potential, full of growth. And if you're in that area, or you know that area in the Johannesburg area, I think it is a good area to invest in at the time of this recording. Right, so let's jump into it so that I can just give you what my first property actually taught me. So the first one, this was not my first property of buying it, right? So this was not the first property that I bought, okay? So we want to talk about the first investment property that I bought, right? Because I had bought about 3 other properties before that, but none of them were actually giving me any money. They were not giving me any cash flow at all. And so in my true explanation or my true reference, they are not investment properties, okay? So that's the first one that I want to stress out, that this was not my first property of buying it, but this was my first investment property that I had bought. I had gone to school before that, and I had got some education. I had a mentor who was teaching me how to do this, and this was my first one. So number one, the first thing that I learned was that I gained confidence of what property can do for me. So before this, I had been looking for properties. I had been putting in offers. I had had so many rejections. And out of it all, I was getting no, no's, no's, no's. And then eventually someone said yes. And when they said yes, what it actually taught me was that I gained confidence in my property journey. So the first thing ever that I actually what my first property taught me was that I gained confidence. It gave me the confidence of actually to just go on. I now understood that the fact that this year has gone through, I actually worked on that deal with an investor, and that was the first property ever that I ever put 1,000 rand on. And on that property, I worked with an investor. I didn't put in any of my own money. So which basically meant that all of these things that I was doing were new to me. But because I actually concluded this deal and it started giving me cash flow, profit every month, I gained confidence. When you're working in your confidence, they call it in the zone. When you're working in your confidence space, nothing can turn you down because you're working in your confidence. You know for a fact that it can be done. It's no longer theory. It's no longer what you're hearing from other people. You have experienced it, so you know how to do it. The second thing that I learned from my first property investment is that I started understanding, or should I say I started having a deeper understanding of what property can do for me. So that's the first one. And I started understanding the process of actually buying a property, okay? There's a difference when you're buying it, when you're staying in that property. There's a difference when you're just, buying it. There's a different process that one needs to follow actually when you're buying it for an investment purposes, because there is numbers that you need to run. You need to look out for tenants and things like that. I like doing buy-to-lets, and this is what I enjoy to do. And if you don't know how to do all of these things, I suggest that you want to come through to M5 Property Varsity. This is a school that we've put together for people who are wanting to be successful in the property business or in the property space. So for investment purposes, they are buying so that it is an investment. Properties that they are giving them money now. But let's jump into it again. What are the 6 things that I learned from investing in my first property? The first property. By the way, I bought it for 160,000. Okay, I put in an additional 50,000 on it. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath, and it was in a small complex of around about 20. And out of that, you know what I did? I put it for rental for 5,000 for about a year. Eventually, I sold it. And I'm going to show you on another video why I actually sold it. It wasn't because that it wasn't performing. It was one of my best performing properties, but there was a good solid reason why I did that. In one of my other videos, I share with you why I did that. Okay, number 3. So number 1, it gave me confidence. Number 2, I started having a solid understanding. But number 3, it gave me satisfaction of what the property can actually do for me. You know, when you're talking about it in theory and when you're seeing other people doing it, you don't get the satisfaction that you get when you've done it, right? When you now have a tenant and that tenant has paid your first month's rent, and you've got that 1,000, that 2,000 rand that has come without you doing anything. Oh, come on. The satisfaction that you get there is over the moon. It's over the moon because it's money that has come in. You have worked so much to acquire it, but in these last 30 days, you did nothing. You did nothing, right? And it just came in. And that can happen on property number 1, number 2, number 3, number 20, number 50. We now have on our portfolio around about 200 tenants. And out of this, all of these tenants, every 30 days, cha-ching, cha-ching, every 30 days, all right? But anyways, that's the satisfaction that you start getting now. Number 4, it started giving me hope of the future. When you go into the classes and they're teaching you around all of these things, and this is what we do in M5 Property Varsity, we're teaching you how to do it. You know, so if I'm not writing books, like I did mention, I'm also teaching other people. So if you're not actually in that space, and it's a little bit fuzzy, right? Once you have done it, you get the hope that you can actually do a lot of these because you've now gone through the process and you see how easy it is, and now you're banking in some more money. The hope lightens up and you can start seeing the future in a broader space. I remember when I started doing this, my idea was actually to just be able to go for a small holiday with my kids, with my wife. That was the reason why we were doing this, right? And I was in debt, around about 5 million. And we were looking for alternative money, alternative income to actually fuel the lifestyle that we wanted. So when the 2,000 came in, I was like, hold on. Maybe when you get to 10,000, we can go to Durban. Hold on. Maybe we can go to, I don't know, wherever 5,000 can give us. But the whole point is that my future became a little bit brighter all of a sudden. I was not in a place of being stuck anymore and trying to figure out how do I had found a way. So the number 5 thing that I actually, my first deal actually taught me is that I realized that there is actually a bigger opportunity out there. That was my realization. I realized that there was a big opportunity. There's a bigger opportunity that I can actually tap into. People are looking for accommodation, but they're not just looking for any accommodation. They're looking for good accommodation. And this is what I was giving. My property was nicely painted. All the windows were nicely put up. In the same building, I had also seen some windows that were broken and things like that. And people were still living in there. I had also seen properties where some of the windows there was plastics in them so I started understanding that, hold on, there's actually a bigger opportunity out there. If I'm a good landlord, I have a good product that I can take to the market. And when I realized that, I seized the opportunity. I started working a little bit harder in finding more opportunities. And that's how I actually became Investor of the Year in 2019. Because from doing that 2-bed, 1-bath, in less than 2 years, I was then able actually to get to be doing or buying blocks of flats, right? Because I saw the opportunity that was there. The last one was that on that one particular property, I tasted success. Yes, in here, oh, yes. With that first couple of thousands that I got on my first month of renting the property, I was able to just go down the road to McDonald's. The money I hadn't, it had come from somewhere else. It wasn't the money that I've literally worked for. It was free money, right? So I tested it. I took the keys to McDonald's. I felt how it was. So I felt like I was successful. You know, if you feel like you're $1 million guy, right? Even though if it had been even 500 Rand, the point is the success was within me now. I could feel it. I had gone through the hurdle of just having a tenant and money being paid in my bank account, ding, with me putting in very little effort, right? And that money, this is my goal, I had achieved it. I said to myself, if this is 1,000 that I got, whatever the amount is, if I add in a 1 more zero to that, what if I add on 3 more zero? What if I add 4 or 5 more zeros? Hey, I can do it. Now it starts getting exciting to you, isn't it? Because now you can see how bigger this can be. If you're 1,000, if you add in a zero, that's 10,000. If you add in another zero, that's 100,000, right? You get the gist, right? So which basically means that if you can achieve it with 1 property, what about if you get to 5 properties? What about if you get to 10 properties? What about if you get to 20 properties? What about if you get to, I don't know. What is stopping you? But it all starts with the first property. And this is what my first property taught me. So if you're one of those people who are saying, hey, TJ, actually, you know what? This is speaking to me. This is speaking to me. I want to be in that space. There's still an opportunity. There is a whole lot of people that are still looking for properties to rent. There's many strategies that you can utilize, Airbnb, student accommodation, all of these things, we speak about them in M5 Property Varsity. And if this is a space that you want to jump into, I actually recommend that you need to be in that space, right? I would like to see you inside that space so that you can get successful, right? The idea is that I've been doing it. I've even gotten awards of it, right? You can read my book if you want to. You can check it out on our website, right? If you want to, right? Or you can come through in the community of active property investors, and in there, by just subscribing, you get to have a whole lot of videos. A whole lot of videos. There's a full library waiting for you for free to just watch and learn, right? And there's courses in there that you can also get at a discounted rate. You could be asking yourself, what's the discount? 90%. You can get a mentor. Why would you want to get a mentor? The easiest way to achieve success is by walking through with someone else that has done it. And we've got so many mentors. All of them are active property investors right now who can be your mentor. But all of this can be done if you become a member at M5 Property Varsity. But for now, it is I, TJ, from M5 Property Addicts, and it's been great hanging out with you, giving you some of these learnings. I enjoy talking about this, and good having you around. We'll check you out inside the membership area. God bless. Cheers. Bye.